Willy whacker.
Lingam.
Hammer.
Magic stick.
Skin flute.
Sausage.
Love muscle.
Pork sword.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Hi. Okay, so today is a very interesting episode because, one, we don't have power. Yeah, we couldn't do our hair. We have no lighting. We're using natural light, which is about to disappear in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're still here. We still showed up.
Drinking fake wine.
Drinking fake wine.
That's giving us bad breath.
Horrible breath. So cheers to us. Cheers to us
We're
and
amazing.
our horrible hair. Yes.
And breath.
And cheers to you guys for being about to endure this episode. Because today,
it's fun.
We are talking about... Okay. Oh my God.
Wait,
so
well,
we have
to be careful.
Algorithm.
Yeah, we have to be careful of the algorithm.
Yes.
So.
Oh, and we're also going to be side-eyeing each other because we both took a whole bunch of pictures to see how we looked before this episode, and we looked hideous from the side because I'm wearing the clip that I use to wash my face at night. So we're going to be doing this, and then when we go to look at each other, we're going to be like this. And of course, it's like 30 plus degrees outside. So as you can see, we have a lot of liquids. A lot.
Yeah.
Because we're hot.
Yeah. Well,
no,
we are hot.
You know how it is. Yeah. So today we're talking about the private areas of men. Can we say penis?
Yes, we can say penis.
Okay, so maybe we should stick to penis.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stick with penis.
I think you can say dick. Because it's a name. It's a man's name. There's people named Dick.
But I wonder if the YouTube
algorithm
is smart enough to be like, I'm going to put that word together and that word together. And then they'll know what we're talking about. And then they'll be like, no, we're not going to promote your video.
Okay.
Maybe penis?
Penis can work.
Okay, guys, we're calling it a penis.
I do like the word cock.
I think everybone's got their favorite word.
Cock is cock-a-doodle-doo, right? Like a cock.
I love to think of where all of these came from.
I got something for you now. So I told this story today. I hung out with this hockey player years ago. I was 19 or 20.
Okay.
And he was a Russian hockey player. And he asked me if I wanted to meet Snuffy. It was pretty snuffy. Yeah, the name was very accurate.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, neither do I. It's very cheesy.
I bet you went
do you
forward
want to
with
meet
it, though.
Snuffy?
Did you go forward with it still?
Well, we started dating.
Oh, shit.
I know. He was a Russian hockey player. Come on, give me a break. I was 19.
So, yeah, it's like everybody's got their own name for penises.
Yeah. And what's yours? What do you call Nathan's?
I do not call my husband's penis anything. When I'm talking to people, I tend to say dink.
A dink.
Yeah, I tend to say dink.
Okay.
But I think it's also because I grew up so around children. My mom did daycare.
Yeah.
I have a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
I had a child young. So I feel like I think I've taken up a lot of baby words. Kid-friendly words.
Yeah.
I tend to use those because honestly, when I was growing up, we weren't allowed to say penis and we weren't allowed to say vagina.
Okay.
Yeah, they were bad words. If I was to be oh, my vagina hurts, I wasn't allowed to say that.
Oh, so my family had their own little language.
Yeah.
We call the lingo, we call the penis a hush.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's very telling, though.
Yes, a hush.
Because it's shh.
Yeah, hush.
I wonder what that psychologically does to people.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we called a girl's vagina would be a tuna.
A tuna? Who the fuck called it a tuna?
Or salmon of the sea. It's nicknames. Oh, you big rotten tuna.
That's so awful. I hate that. Don't ever call my vagina a tuna. This podcast ends now if that ever happens. Oh, God. We decided that we were okay, as usual, we pick really intense topics to talk about, and there's no way that we are going to be able to cover everything that we can in 30 minutes because our videos are usually about 30 minutes and we really have a lot to unpack.
Yes, we do. We might have to do a double on this one, baby.
Everything we're saying is going to be just comedic gold to us. Maybe not to you guys. This whole time we're going to be awkwardly side-eyeing each other laughing. So there's a lot of different ways that we can take this topic.
Right.
And I actually find it like really kind of overwhelming when we were trying to break it down, because what we do is like she'll go do research, I go do research, and then like literally an hour before the show we just figure out where we want to take it, and then we just freestyle, right? But I think that like a really important thing that we kind of are going to sort of edge towards in this podcast, again, we bring it up all the time in our show, is that men are our like significantly largest amount of viewers, like at like 76% or so. So we figured the best way to take this direction for the show is kind of like men's relationships to their penises and our view as women on that. And then Crystal is actually a legit intimacy coach, so she is going to offer a little bit of insight towards the end of the show as well. So stay tuned for that, because she's got some really helpful tips. She's got amazing clients that she's able to help, so we'll go through that towards the end as well. So don't go anywhere. You have to tolerate our bad hair and dark set. So I guess I would say, like, the first bit that I wanted to get into, because I feel like this is, like, an interesting difference between me and Crystal, and I feel like you can take all of women's experience and just kind of go, like, let's just look at it in a little, like, nutshell here, which is, okay, there's no easy way of saying this. This is a sex podcast. Let's just get real, okay?
Yes.
I don't think, like, if somebody were to be like, okay, top 5 things that physically you look for in a man, okay, not spiritually, mentally, emotionally, that's a very long list for most women, but just physically, I swear on my hair that a penis to me does not even rank in my top 5. But for you, that's like, I feel like that's different.
I like a nice lingam.
Yeah.
Because I like to do that whole god and goddess worshiping. Right? So, yeah. For me, it would be in my top 5 of like how... Importance. Yes, importance.
I also feel like your range of what you think is beautiful and acceptable is very vast. Yes. I don't feel like you're like, no, I only like one specific kind of penis.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not really into big penises. Everybody would think I am.
We're gonna...
because I'm like fucking 5 foot. Like I'm an Amazonian woman, and I'm like, just because I'm big doesn't mean I like them big.
One of the stories that we like had a bonding moment over of, like one of the first times that we ever like hung out, was we actually talked about, we both had a lover who was extremely well endowed. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be such a big deal. Yeah. It really makes everything way more, okay, so we have to clarify. There are obviously 2 different kinds of ways, really, that a penis can be seen as like large or big, right? So there's length, and then there's like girth. The diameter, right? Like the girth. This person was both. Like, but way more long. It matched his body frame. Okay. The first time I saw it, it was not action ready mode.
Were you like?
I was like, I didn't really think anything. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Just like, okay, whatever, you know? Yeah. And then very quickly I was like, this isn't my vibe. Yeah, this is a problem. Well, yeah, and I really liked him, and I really but I was like, oh, this isn't my vibe. There's a lot of things you can't really do. No. Like, you know, so you're limited position wise, and I'm not shitting on guys with big dicks. Not that you guys like need anything. You don't need support. Everyone wants a big dick, but like, we'll get into that. But I'm not shitting on him or his genitals. Like, obviously, beautiful person. I've already prefaced all of that. But just personally, for me, it just limited intimacy in a way that I was like, it didn't vibe for me. Okay.
For me, it's like once everything got going and the juices are flowing, it's, you know, you can figure out positions and all of that. But then the second time, you're right. But then the second time, if you want to go for a second round, it's like your yoni's like, no, I don't think so. I'm closed. Yeah. Closed for business. And it's like, you can't even put it in because it's just like, your yoni's just like,
no way.
No.
Listen, I grew up with 5 brothers. I've been married to my husband for 1 billion years, and I have sons. I've been around boys my entire life.
Yeah.
And I swear on everything that is holy, guys care about their penises way more as far as size and girth and all of that is concerned.
Then girls
way more than girls
do about their yoni.
Oh, fuck. Absolutely. But I think it's also because it's dangling off their body. That's a weird relationship to have. You know what I mean? Ours is all tucked up in there and secretive, and theirs is just like, what up, man?
Yeah.
Like on the daily. They got it touched all the time, and they're going pee. Like, they have a totally different relationship with their penis than we do with our vaginas. And even having teenage boys that, like, live in my house, when they have sleepovers, when they have their friends over, it's remarkable how much they talk about penises. Yeah. And girls, how much do literally, we have a sex podcast and sex show together, and we don't, like, talk about our crotches all the time together with each other. It's like,
why don't we?
Well, I don't
Next
care
episode.
to.
Next episode.
So
no, it's true.
Yeah.
No, 100%. You're right. And maybe that is the thing. It's a little bit more, it's tucked away. Yeah. It's not there constantly. You have to go, as the woman, you actually have to go in there to explore it and to, like, you know, there's this, like you said, it's there hanging, dangling.
Yeah, you have such an interesting relationship with it. And it's like the pressure. I like in my next life when I come back as a man, I really hope that I don't have as much penis stress as a lot of people that I know. Like, the penis stress for guys is crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
It is.
The average man, okay? Yeah. Consistently should be having at least 5 erections
a day. Yeah.
A day. Yeah. Okay. Just for health. Just for health. To have blood flowing to that area. It's like that's what you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of energy moving down there. There's a lot of, like, thought, subconsciously even, moving down to that area. Yeah. So even just, like, that alone, I feel like would cause a complicated relationship with that part of your body. And then you start to add all of the fucking isms. And those isms, like the big bad one, of course, is for guys is erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. The erectile dysfunction, we are going 52% that have at least experienced it.
So like 52% of men at some point in their life will experience some form of ED. Yeah. Ooh, that must be so stressful for them.
But that's why it happens.
Yeah, it's like a cycle.
Stress, medications.
Yeah.
That's a big one, especially in America.
Yeah.
And what else was the other one? Low blood pressure. So men with erectile dysfunction experience twice as many heart attacks.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. That they have erectile dysfunction and then they can like more of a heart attack.
Well, I mean, it makes sense when we're talking about blood. Yeah. Right?
Well, it's the it's life force energy.
Yeah.
People don't seem to realize, like, it creates life. It's an energy. It's creation.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so powerful. So completely impotent, 10% men.
10% of, like,
all men on this planet, 10% of them are completely impotent. And then moderate is 25%. Yeah. And then minimum is 17.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's really high.
That's high, babe.
That's really
so
high.
That to me is not nutritional food.
Right.
Porn.
Yeah.
I feel like exercise needs to be a big thing in there.
Yeah,
I feel like when you exercise, you get that boy, like, juices.
Well, flowing. Another, like, shitty stat that I saw too, and I was telling you it earlier, was for every 30 pounds that a man gains, regardless of your frame, okay? So every 30 pounds that a man gains, they lose about 1 inch on the shaft.
An inch is a lot.
An inch is a lot.
Men don't gain weight. You lose your cock. No more dink. Shrink. Shrink dink. The heavier you get, your
But can you see how that cycle can just perpetuate itself? So let's say you're in a phase where you're like, and we all have been there, right? Yeah. Where you feel really down or you feel depressed or maybe something fucking awful has happened in your life And then you start to like overindulge in food as a coping mechanism. We've all been there too.
Yes, definitely.
And you kind of let it get the best of you, and then you start gaining weight, and then you feel depressed because you've gained weight. Then you feel stressed. Then you've like, oh fuck, man, I've lost an inch of my dick, and my life's falling apart. And then you can just see how this. Oh, it's so awful. I feel so bad.
An inch. That's a lot.
That's just like, oh, I mean, this is what I mean. Like the psychological element of men dealing with their penises is so complicated. It really is so complicated. And I think, again, one of the reasons why it's so complicated is because it's this weird kind of like cyclical thing. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like you have to break out of these other bad habits or kind of like phases of whatever you're in order to get your mojo back to feel better. But oh my God, all of that's really, really complicated. Okay. Because I feel like starting from such a young age, and I've noticed this myself with my own children and my brothers, and my God, like I have 1,000 boys in my life growing up. Okay. Guys start making their penises into jokes very young. Yeah. They start, because I know penises are funny, okay? But like they start making their penis jokes and joke about their penises from a very, very young age, right? And then they joke with their friends about it. Sometimes those jokes can be a little bit hurtful. It's like, I feel like generalizing, okay? I feel like penises are taken either completely as a joke, right? Like men just think very jokingly of them, or they take it so seriously. They take their penis way too serious. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't feel like the gray area that actually we should be they should be living.
Well, having a healthy, conscious relationship with your cock. Yeah.
But I don't really feel like that's a thing that like we see.
No, no. Yeah. No, it's not. With all these men groups and all of that, it is coming.
I agree.
It is coming.
It's coming. Sorry, that's going to happen all episode.
It's there. It's becoming that more. And it would be nicer if women would actually take a little bit more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? An interest in their partner's lingam. Like,
well, in a study of 50,000 people, I can't remember what university, I can't remember what university put it on, but they interviewed 50,000 men and women. And of the women who were in a relationship, 86% of the women said that they're completely happy with the size and the shape and everything about their man's penis. Huh. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like the true anxiety
is within the
men. Mm. Holy shish kebab, man. I'm going to put myself into the place of like a 11 or 12-year-old boy, because that's the average age that boys start watching pornography, okay?
Same with girls.
And you are a growing human being whose balls may have not even dropped. And you are looking at these guys in this pornography, and you look down at yourself and you're like, I am a joke to myself. And then you carry that energy. Basically what I'm saying is like a 12-year-old boy whose brain is so malleable that then turns into a 16-year-old, it turns into an 18-year-old, turns into a 20-year-old, turns into a 30-year-old, whatever it is, right? It is so absurd to me, and not in a judgmental way, just like I feel bad for boys that have to go through this, that is like what they're carrying through into their adulthood, into like sexual experiences and whatnot, that they're like, oh man, my dick doesn't look like a porn star. Oh man, I didn't pop 3 Viagra. I can't have sex for like 6 hours. Like, oh my God, that's so terrible that's like the standard that they set for themselves. You know what I mean? And it's funny because like erectile dysfunction, all of that shit is on the rise. Yes. Like crazy. Yeah. And we're seeing a lot more men with anxiety issues, a lot more men with depression issues, a lot more men, I no judgment on being overweight, believe me, but more men who are being stuck in a cycle of like up and down in their weight or being overweight. So we're seeing a lot more men struggle. And of course that's going to end up in the bedroom, or of course that's, and then of course we have a lot more men, like we were just saying, hardcore addicted to pornography. So, you know, then you take, like I said, then you have that guy who's been watching pornography for that long, who has been just used like self-pleasuring. And then when they get with an actual female,
they're desensitized.
Okay, so outside, beside of like erectile dysfunction, outside of like that being caused from all different things, but especially pornography. There's also issues. Poor men were just like, let's just talk about all the dick issues today.
Yes, we need to.
But then there's also a premature. We're not going to say the whole thing because we don't trust the YouTube algorithm. But there's also being premature in your excitement.
Premature.
You know what? Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be real. Okay, I'm going to be real. Like I said, the dink is not a part of my top 5. Okay, it's just not. It's just not part of my top 5. But I actually really hate when that happens. I'm not going to lie. I really hate when that happens. It is such, and I'm not being a hater. It's just, it's such a bummer. It's like well, you're like, oh right, no! A mood is now come to an end. And then also too, you feel so bad. Like generally, the person that you're doing with is like, oh fuck, they've now got all this shame for multiple reasons. And then you're like, I don't want to be like make their shame feel worse, but at the same time, I feel like they can feel my disappointment, even if I like play it off like I'm not. I feel like they can feel it. So like, let's hop into some stats.
It blew my mind.
Did
actually.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 to 30% on the regular. 20 to 30% of men ejaculate.
So I'm wondering what
prematurely.
Would be, okay, so what would be defined as premature, you know what? Like, would that be
a minute or two, I would think? Like that's what I'm looking for. Like, soon as he slides it in, he gets a few, what did they call it? 2-pump wonder or something like that.
2-pump chump.
2-pump chump. Oh my God.
So, okay, incoming tangent.
Yeah.
So,
please.
I'm gonna be a non-gendered person right now. I'm viewing this from a non-gendered standpoint. Okay. It's really shitty that, you know, we feel like, okay, that men have to carry this burden in sexual activity, and we can be like, oh, the 2-pump chump, the 1-pump chump, right? We've got these names for guys, but like, do you know how many girls, and then we just gaslight men and say it's all their fault. But do you know how many girls don't come or orgasm during sex? Like the majority. The majority. But yet we have no onus for that. Like, we take no responsibility for our own orgasms or our own pleasure. And instead, we're just like, you know what? Guys don't know how to fuck. I feel like that's really shitty. I feel like that's super shitty of us. No,
anyways,
it's super important.
Back to the cock.
Back to the cock. Okay, well, we're gonna break out of this depressing mode because this is a sad conversation. So we're gonna throw some fun facts just to break things up. We're gonna provide some comedic relief for you guys. Our appearances should be comedic relief enough. I literally feel like I'm becoming part of this chair. I'm like
I need to fluff because I know my back's gonna be flat.
How hot is it? It feels like it's like 40 degrees in my room right now.
It is. It's hot.
Okay, so we're gonna add some fun facts to break up our sad talk here. So, oral.
I can do this though, can I?
Probably.
I think so. I did it.
So that typically, regardless of anything, like no matter size, age, whatever it is, okay? It typically leads to the largest. I'm trying to like say this in a really like PC YouTube kind of friendly way, but it gives the biggest bang for your buck that person is capable of. Okay, so
ladies,
so ladies,
well, and our men,
yes. If you are looking to get the to get the most out of your man, that is the best foreplay, apparently. That's right. That's the best foreplay for that. So the largest endowed men, okay, on planet Earth, And this is gauging both length and diameter.
Girth.
Okay. Girth. Are Ecuadorian men.
Ecuadorian. Mm-hmm. I was just in Ecuador.
You were not.
I was. Remember?
Oh
I was.
Crystal, you missed your opportunity. Oh my God.
I'm going back. Remember, I fell in love with that place.
Okay, well, you might find other reasons to fall in love with Ecuador.
Well, but I'm not. But it doesn't. I told you, I'm not really into the big ones anyway. So
that's true.
I need medium.
Okay,
medium,
well then you don't want to go to Cambodia. Because unfortunately, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Cambodian men.
They've got the small ones.
By far. Yeah, pretty significantly. Because it's length and, again, girth. And they lose, unfortunately, and I don't want to say lose, but you know what I mean? Like, they're in last place if we're saying biggest to smallest. Or, you know what? You're in first place if smallest is what you're going for.
If small is what you're going for? Some women like small.
Okay, so another fun fact about weenuses is the smallest, okay, I'll say this. The smallest at its full max mode, okay? 2 inches. That's the smallest adult male ever recorded.
2 inches.
How big is an inch? Oh, that is really small. That's pretty small. Okay, and then I hate to bring it back to like sad world, but this is actually a horrible statistic and I hate it. So again, remember, okay, so I was telling you about the 50,000 people on that internet study or whatever, okay? So they asked 50,000 men if they are content with the size of their weenuses.
Okay.
And a tragic 45% of men said that they are not.
They're not. Oh, that's almost 50% of you.
That's disgusting and awful.
Why?
Guys.
It can't be that bad.
Maybe the next point that I'm going to make is relevant to the last point that I just made.
Tell me.
Which is if 45% of men surveyed out of 50,000 are not happy with their little member, then that would explain why one of the top-selling drugs in the world is the little magic blue pill. And I have a great story for you. Oh my God, I did not tell you this story yet. So, my daughter has a wonderful friend, and she works at a pharmacy.
Okay.
And she had this older man come in, okay?
Okay.
And she just hands him the bag, because she's just like a tech, right? So she just hands him the bag. And tech, I don't know if that's the right thing. She does the cash, but she's going to school to be a tech. Okay. So she hands him the bag, and it has the price on it. And he was shocked by the price. And he's like, oh, like, is this not covered? And she went, oh, let me check. So she goes onto the little thingy. And then she's like, oh my gosh, it's Viagra, right? And then she looked at his age. I really want you to guess how old he was.
87.
No.
92.
No.
98.
Yes.
Can I be honest with you about something? My grandma and grandpa, pretty much till the day they died, he took his pills and
he had Viagra.
Yeah, she horny lady Dolly.
But
and Mickey.
Aren't you like okay? So I told my husband this story, and he was like, "Oh my God, I would be so worried about having a heart attack." Because it increases your chances of having a heart attack significantly.
Okay, the only time that I think like really that's going to happen, as long as you're not abusing it, number one. But I had friends in their 30s that they would do coke and ecstasy and take Viagra, and they had heart attacks in their 30s.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a crazy concoction. So
I like that.
Asparagus, red meat, mesquite, and dairy, they were in the tasty taste.
Yeah.
They are not a flavor saver.
And so what are the flavors?
Ooh, I don't know. We should look that up. Does anyone else know? If you do know, put that shit down in the comments. Yeah. Like something to make the flavor more flavorful.
Well, I know with women, it's pineapple and parsley.
Okay.
The 2 Ps for the prestige.
Okay. I wonder if it's the same for men.
Probably.
And then another interesting fact is, the whole grower, not a shower? Mm-hmm. That's kind of true. It's kind of true. So, okay, let me get my stats. Let me get my exact stats. So, men with smaller, shorter weenuses have erections that increase by about 86%. So, it goes like 86%
Yeah.
bigger. Whereas guys who are showers are usually only about 47%.
Well, because they're already endowed.
It's interesting because so much of the penis is actually inside the body. It's weird. Okay, so before...
Oh, yes. We've got something amazing.
Guys, we're losing sunlight here, okay?
Yeah, we got to go.
This might be a chaotic episode. We don't know. I'm going to try to make some magic happen in the editing room, but you know what I can't fix? My hair. No, I can't fix that in editing. I'm just going to superimpose some fake hair. Like AI hair. Okay, so Crystal, our local Tantrika, here you go. Oh, it matches your beautiful dress.
Oh, it does.
She is going to make a suggestion for everybody here.
Yes, for this book can be for both of you.
And this is not a sponsored book or anything. This is
Kath and Jessie, my somatic sex education teacher. She was, when I took her course, this was one of the books that was
mandatory reading.
Yeah, it's a mandatory reading. Pretty much every male client I have, this is what I recommend to them. And it is called The Multiple Orgasmic Man. So you can get this off of Amazon. It's like 20 something bucks. And I'm telling you, there's stuff in here. Like, they even give positions for you with your lover.
Oh my God, this guy's having a great time.
So this book's got pretty much everything. It's very clinical. But there is a splash of spirituality.
Yeah.
A little splash of so it's teaching you the breath, the chakras, and how energy actually works within your human form. That it will be your Bible, gentlemen. And the wives or girlfriends.
Your Willy Whacker Bible.
Yeah, your Willy Whacker Bible.
So we're gonna talk about penises a lot more. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will not be sitting in a studio that is like at 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's getting dark.
Yes.
And we'll have power.
Yeah.
And that's what we will hope for our next episode. If you have stuck this long, God bless your soul. You're an angel in heaven. And like Allah will reward you in the afterlife.
Oh, an announcement.
Do we have an announcement?
We do.
Shit, what's our announcement?
We're going to have an intro song soon.
We are going to have an intro song soon. We're going to be very professional. And our background will return. Everything will be back to normal. But this was a really offbeat day, guys. I'm just really happy that we filmed this.
Yay! Yay, us. We're amazing. And you're amazing.
It's black in here. We're going to end this now. Goodbye. We love you. My bum is so sweaty.